morning. We have made it in the 52 weeks to wealth, the 52 millionaire wealth principles. We're at principle 18. Principle 18, who knows what it is already? Excellent. So only a few of you, right? Ron knows, Brian knows, and Michael knows. Only deliver the highest quality product or services, and from there, constantly improve. So only deliver the highest value product or services, and from there, constantly improve. That is non-negotiable. Remember last week we were talking about how to offer high ticket items or deal in high volume sales or both. And I believe the high volume sales is a sucker's game unless you've been in the business long enough to build a system around you. Walmart can get away with it, but if you're starting a store, don't start a convenience store. Start a boutique that you know people want. Does that make sense? Excellent. We talked about Tesla. We talked about Microsoft. We talked about Apple and, well, not Microsoft, but we talked about Tesla and Apple and some of the other companies that started off with a very high-end product and then expanded into smaller, low-end products. And by doing that, they're able to service far more people eventually. I know that for us, we're the same. We're a very unique boutique right now. We're in the niche of real estate investing, coaching, within a mindset section, right? We're in that category. Nobody is in here because we said, hey, we're going to teach you just real estate. It was because you liked that we incorporated the mindset and we brought everything into it and made sure that you're going to be a successful real estate investor. In the coaching world, there's a whole wide range of coaching that you could do. Does that make sense? And we're using this, I'm using this company that we've built to be an example of where we're going and where you should be going. In real estate, you got plenty of things you could sell. You could sell rentals, which is low money, small money. You could property manage for people, again, small money. It's a volume game. You got to get enough to make a decent living. You can sell normal real estate. You could sell multifamily. You can sell luxury. You can sell commercial. As you up the ladder, the price point gets a little better. Does that make sense? There's different levels to play the game in. I like to start in the middle. I like to start towards the high end in the middle. If you don't have another job, by the way, everybody should have a side hustle. Real estate investing, unless you're doing flips, you should always have some sort of cash flow coming in. There has to be some sort of side hustle. Anybody who tells you that you can live off of the rentals early on is a fool. They're lying to you. They're painting the picture of they're a shyster, and that's not real. And who here owns rental properties right now? Rental properties. Who owns more than one? Who owns more than two? Who owns more than 10? Who owns more than 20? All right.
What happened to Ron?
Ron just bounced right off the screen.
Well played, Ron.
So even with 20 rental properties, 49 units, we still understand that our flips are where we're making our money. The cash flow from all those properties is at best $200 a door, right? Because we have leverage on the properties. We have a big note on the properties. Now, with our refinance, we will be in a much better position. We make an extra $6,000 a month, which Ron, digital high five. Get it, bro. That's right. That's going to be good. Woo! But that said, you got to sell a high-end product. But if you don't have cash flow to keep you going, because here's the deal with the high-end products, they're far and few between. There's not as many, right? You sell that Gucci belt, it might be a little while before a gangster walks through the store again and wants a $700 belt. You sell that big commercial property, it might be a little while before the investor has an appetite for another one. You know, getting all the funds together for that one big deal. Many syndicators are only doing one deal every 2 or 3 years. There's some syndicators doing one deal a year. Those are aggressive investors. So that's big level, high level commercial, but you close one of those deals, you're out producing your average agent. You close one big syndication deal, you're making they're $15 million. So you're making somewhere close to $150,000, $100,000 on that transaction. That makes sense? So to go all year with no money, and then the deal falls apart, it's a bad year. So before you decide to go and sell a high-end item, you've got to have some cash flow. We've gotten past this. We understand you got to have some cash flow. You got to have something you can live off of before you go into the high end. And this is for people who are looking to increase income. Is there anybody on here who wants to increase income? Yes, make more money, spend less time doing it? Excellent. Then you do want to create a high-end product. Then you do want to deliver over-the-top value with your customer in all aspects. So moving forward, I want you to write down, we're gonna do a little exercise because I love exercise. I think they add value and they make things hook in the brain. Stories will also hook the brain. So before we get into the exercise, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I started real estate investing, I was working hard. I thought rentals were the key. I was gonna make money just paying out rentals. I wasn't making any money. And then I sold my first house. It was a $40,000 house. So it was like the same commission as a rental, very small, because the mindset thought that was okay. And then it wasn't until about a year later, my first year made $17,000. Who knows how painful that is? Yeah, probably not till you were 18, right? Not like it's been a while.
At the gas station.
Right. So I went from making $72,000 a year to making 17 a year in 1 year. Saw that drop off in my life. And that made me decide I will never fucking go back to that space again, because I had to borrow. I had to move in with my brother. I borrowed $15,000 from my dad and my brother combination. And that's where the mission to building millionaires really started. Was I'm never coming back here again. And I'm going to make sure nobody ever experiences it. Or if they're there, I'll pull them out. I didn't know about the 100 millionaires. I know, about alchemy and how we're going to turn people into gold and give people the opportunity to expand beyond what they were. But I knew that I was going to make this my mission to make sure nobody experienced that again.
I think I read that in a book somewhere. I'm not sure what book it was.
There's a book.
Some book where
there's a book out there. Maybe Broke to $250,000. If you haven't read it, the tagline is the point is not to work; it's to generate income.
Yeah.
It's a really good book. It tells you how to become a millionaire just by following the simple steps. And we work on your first $250,000. It works at $250,000 at a time. That's how true wealth is built. If you're aiming for the million, great, keep going, but break it down into quadrants. The $250,000 is so much easier to attain when you're thinking smaller, bite-sized pieces. So read the book. If you haven't read the book, I know everybody in the mentorship program either has or it's on their to-do list. So mentors, mentorship members, it's great to see you. Mel, wave to Steve. Tell him we say hi. We see him in the background. Tell him, hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, bud. What's up, Steve?
Balance that pH.
That's right. Get that pH going. So the shift, the transition from being just a normal agent, busting my butt to make 17 grand to making 100,000 my next year was a mindset shift. I went to an event called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and it was a mindset shift. And at that event, I decided, and this is, write this down, I decided to make a change. I decided the number I was going to earn that year, the number that was too big for me to even think about, the number that was outside of my normal goal, I wrote down 100,000. And because I was on a mission and I'd read 10X, who's read 10X by Grant Cardone? 10X? 10X! 10X! There it is. Because I'd read the book, I wrote down $1 million. I wanted to 10X my 100,000 because I knew if I was thinking bigger goals, then those little pieces would be bite-sized, would be easier.
Yeah, if you haven't read 10X, oh my God, he gets you so amped up. I mean, on the Audible, pump you up. Yeah, so good.
And it's true. It's so true.
It really does. I think I had a goal like 50 units, and then he's like, "You got to 10X that, man." So
and that was my goal.
500, then 5,000. So you might as well.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Mike, that was my goal, was 50 units. We've been to 57 already.
Yeah,
we've been there. We've bounced around. Like 50 was supposed to be my retirement. It was 40. It was supposed to be my retirement goal. Retirement? Dude, I retired at 30, but I'm still here doing this. What's going on? Some of us are just a little crazy, aren't we? Some of us just love what we do so much. Got a big enough mission that you can attach yourself to that keeps you going beyond, keeps you young. Because Jim Rohn has a saying, he says, retirement, people normally die 6 years after retirement. Holy shit. I have no intention of going out of the game that early. We got to stay in this. So finding something that I enjoy, finding something that you enjoy that you can attach money to, that's something worth doing. And I'll tell you, there's no better game than real estate. I just love collecting those things, collecting those buildings up, collecting the human capital that brings more deals in. Every single one of you in here has the ability to bring me a deal. Every single one of you in here has the ability to make money off of bringing me a deal, right? Or we partner, or I get a referral fee from sending you to one of my agents and they're going and working with you. There's a way for me to make money off of everything I teach now. And I get to do the one thing I love, talk about real estate, empower people, get them out of their funk, get them to the next level. Because here's the deal. And we're gonna get right into this. We have an exercise I want you to do, but here's the deal. Regardless of what you think is bad in your life, somebody else has it worse. Regardless of what you think is good in your life, somebody has it better. And it's your ethical duty to make sure that you've experienced the best of the best on the planet. It's your responsibility to make sure that your soul knows the next level, so that you can unfurl your soul and get to that next level. It's not greedy making money. It's your requirement. It's your duty as a person to be honest with yourself that you want to go travel to that place, taste that food, try that thing, try that experience, take the time to go take a dancing lesson. All right, I have every intention of learning salsa. Who's read 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss? Yeah. So we'll work on it, Brett. We're going to get you there. If you haven't read it and you're in the mentorship program, read the foundational 5 first. Then you can go play with Tim Ferriss. But he talks about how he just took 3 months off to go and learn. I can't remember what type of dancing it was. Who here remembers what it was?
Tango.
Tango. He learned tango.
Down in Argentina.
In Argentina.
Won the championship.
And won the championship.
Fucking man.
It was 3 months of hard training, but he dedicated 3 months to do that. Which is what he wanted to do. You can't do that working a job. You can't do it working a 9 to 5. You got to have something on the outside bringing that ability in for you. This is making sense, right? You sufficiently motivated to make more money, feeling good about it. No guilt here, right? This is a money-making group. We collect money because we serve people.
Walter, just when you're telling Brett to read, we do Audible some of these books, Brett. So
some or all.
You're driving around, showing properties, stuff like that. That's when you can listen.
Yeah, I love Audible.
Yeah,
absolutely. So all can be audibled. The library behind me is 100%. I've audibled almost all of these. If I can get out of the way. There's 280 books I've read. 280 books I've read, and I feel like I'm missing stuff, right? I'll be at 300 by the end of the year, and I know I'll still feel like I'm missing stuff, and I'll continue to read. Who here is on the mission to read a book a week with me? Excellent.
Nice job.
And what I love is that all those hands, they're in the mentorship program. Most of you are in the mentorship program. And I see you doing it already. I can actually track your success. And I've seen you read the book a week. And now you know it's possible. And it's when somebody allows the opportunity to create a habit like that. In 8 weeks, we're creating habits that if you're not doing them, something's missing in your life. Whereas before this program, you didn't know. So very cool. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys are doing awesome. I love this group. Excellent.
Walter, how much of that book are you able to retain the information? Because what happens to me is, I'll read a book or I'll listen to it, and then I don't know, a month later, I start forgetting stuff. So do you go back and reread it, or you just keep going with new books?
Great question. The Foundational 5 I read every year. The Foundational 5, there's one book I read every single Sunday. There's one book I read every single month. There's one book I read every quarter. There's one book I read one book I read weekly, and the other one I read every quarter as well. So 2 I read every quarter. So I'm pounding on these constantly while reading a book a week. I don't count those books. I count new books. Does that make sense? So great question, Syed.
I also do that with You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It's just constantly on my Audible. I've read it. Read the Green one on the money, but then I just keep her on play and just, yeah, that is such a good book.
I just ordered them because of you, Mike. They're in here.
Yeah,
I will
nice
go
job.
through these.
Yeah, the yellow one's
Audible,
constantly
yeah.
on my Audible. She's so inspiring. It's just awesome.
Awesome.
That one on Audible right now.
All right. So diving into only deliver the highest quality product or services, and from there constantly improve. This came, and a lot of these principles come from the books I've read. You see a principle enough times, you realize, write that down. This is something. This is something big. If every single person in the business is saying you've got to sell an amazing product, and once you've found the market for that product, improve the product. It's got to be top notch to begin with, but once it is, find ways to improve. The mentorship members just found out I want to bring them onto my podcast. That was not something they paid for. It's extra sauce we're delivering on. The mastermind members just found out that we're going to go not from 6 times a year, but to 12 times a year. We're going to deliver an additional 6 masterminds. That is not something they paid for. That is an additional product. Cost me a little more time. I have to prepare a little bit more. I have to create a little bit more. I have to dedicate my calendar a little bit more. But what I'm able to do is give a better service. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a few seconds, because I want everything we teach you to be utilized. Like Saeed was just saying, it's about retention. And the mind remembers what it writes down. So think of 3 of your products. Think of 3 things you sell. I know every one of you may think, many of you may think you only sell one thing, but you sell something else.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you sell an experience that's tied around your product. Maybe you're not charging for it. That's okay. Maybe you sell a referral partner that you're not charging for. It's just something that you deliver. That's a product that you do for somebody that you just haven't been packaging. And a lot of this is all about packaging in the end, right? People buy what they perceive to be a good deal before they've received the deal. Perfect example, my mentorship members have never been through the mentorship program, but were able to understand what it would be like. That's what selling is. Many of the programs I've written, I wrote after selling them. Does that make sense? Isn't that cool? So think about the things, the 3 things that you sell right now, top 3 things, best quality products, top 3 things that you sell, top 3 things you give away for free, top 3 things your clients ask for, top 3 things that you're doing for people. You may not be being compensated, but it's attached to money somewhere in your training, somewhere in your line of business it's attached there. Think about them, write them down. Write those down now. Write those 3 things down. You can put them in the chat box so I can see them. Oh yeah, Mike, you're already giving the book away, huh?
Because you're talking about sales, and it was so inspiring. I'm an attorney, so I was trained as an attorney. I was never trained as a salesman.
Yeah.
So when you recommended this book, it's coming from left field for someone like me. I know the salespeople on this call probably think this is old hat. But for me, it was eye-opening, and it was awesome. So I know I'm in sales. I know I'm in sales.
We're all in. Now he knows he's in sales.
I get it, Terry.
And you know what, Mike? I appreciate that, because there may be people on the call who think, oh, I'm a real estate investor. I'm not in sales.
Right.
Oh no, we're in sales. We're in fucking sales. You know what? Our sales is way more important than most people in sales. We only got one shot. Our conversion better be higher.
The funny thing is, Walter, you and I actually had a conversation when I first started jumping into this program with you, that you guys are in sales right in the middle of the sale, selling the seller on selling to you, and then selling the buyer on buying from you. So you're in sales both ends,
Yeah.
plus building your network. The investors are in sales 100%. And when we get our mindset around that and really focus on the fact that we have to be selling in that way that Grant Cardone talks about, or we're out.
Right.
And don't forget our lenders. we got to sell to our lenders. They got to believe in us. They got to believe we got the ability to deliver on their money. We're selling.
Negotiation piece of it.
What is it?
I said, and in the negotiation piece of it, selling your terms so you get the deal that you want.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think when I was talking to my wife once early on, and she was like, I thought I married a lawyer, not a salesman. Because I was out at lunch and dinners and cigar bars and whatever it took, you know. Yeah.
My favorite places.
Yeah.
in sales, and for anybody who's having a hard time with this, says, no, I'm not in sales, I don't want to learn sales. Look, it works with your kids. Who's got kids here? Who's got kids?
That was, sorry to interrupt, but that was one of the things, the takeaways from Sell or Be Sold, that everything is sales, even your kids. And Grant Cardone says the kids are the most amazing salespeople because they're not logical, they never stop, and they just keep pushing until you say yes. And I have found that to be so true.
With 5 kids, Mike, I think you're the authority on the subject here. And you know what? I think it does make sense. Before we really dive deep into this, so hold on. Yep, we got Sell Lifestyles, Mario, you sell knowledge, Sell My Business, Connections. There's a little book, a little known book I read back in 2001, titled, If you're not outselling, you're being outsold. I love that. Flips, contracts, contractors, tenants, banks, yes, property calculator, real estate investment, blog posts, paid is books, real estate investing video, courses and coachings. Yes, Mitch, you are doing great. All those. Saeed, phenomenal job. Mario, Darina, what do you sell? What are you selling? Doug, attorneys sell perspective and influence. That's very true. Ryan, you are selling property, your apartments, your time. Very interesting. From a job. Yes, very good awareness. Elizabeth, past experience, knowledge, referrals, contacts, sales, and marketing. Absolutely. These are all saleable products that some of us may not charge for, but we're selling. Excellent. And if there's anything else, keep dropping them in there. Opportunity, closings, private money, wills, advice, confidence. Absolutely. Mike, you sell private money. How interesting is that? And who here wants private money?
Oh my God, what a great week that was.
Right?
This week was, you and I talked about it and the universe just came rushing in. So awesome.
This is how it works, Mike. Once we think about it, we bring it into our lives. What we think about, we bring about.
Yep, I agree.
And understand with negative and the positive, that works both ways. It works both ways. So before we dive into this chapter of the 52 weeks of wealth, Mike, can you introduce the book of the week? Because I think it's important that everybody understands what we're doing here with delivering a high quality product or services. It may be perception that we're delivering, and you've got to get around your perception a little bit better. And so we'll talk about that in a little bit.
This, by the way, is the printout of the 52 books in font that Walter sent me when we did it. I think the font is like 2.
Yeah, I sent that on your cell phone.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, so we did talk about Grant Cardone. We did talk about 10X. So I had read 10X, but I had never read Sell or Be Sold. It's great for selling. He on the Audible, Grant is just a master at getting you all amped up. I'm in the car like pounding on the steering wheel when he says stuff because he's just so good. And one of the takeaways, besides that your kids are amazing salespeople, is the concept of the second sale. Once you sell somebody one thing, that it's much easier to sell them a lot of other things. That was an amazing concept. And also the fact that even when people say money is the reason why they're not doing something, that's just not true. And it's the money for what you're selling them. They may actually spend $100,000 on something more if it's what they really want. And that kind of blew my mind too. So yeah, just there's lots more to it, but that's a great book. Yeah.
Those are phenomenal principles from the book. Give Mike Shine a round of applause. He's been doing this for all 52 weeks, delivering a book to attach to the lesson. He and I spent a lot of time putting this list together, and we tweak it every so often, wondering, should this book be there? Should this book be there? Would it be better? This is your first round of books. If you can get through these 52, we know you can be a millionaire if you read them and understand them. I like to put that little clarity around every statement. I can't guarantee success if you don't do the actions, if you can't grasp the concepts. Some people may take. Go ahead.
I think Mitch Jaworski is giving me a run for my money because he's already recommended 2 books in the chat today. So maybe that's 53 through 104 books will be it. But
Shine like shine.
yeah, that's awesome.
Shine with shine. So
the
go ahead.
Sorry, I thought I lost my train of thought.
Excellent.
Oh, I know what it is. When you, I know that it can be overwhelming to say 52 books, but you're going to find that some of these books speak to you more than others, and those are the ones that you hang on to and you keep going back to. So yeah, stick with it. Stick with it. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Thank you, Mike, for the 52 weeks. Thank you for sticking with us and continuing to deliver that for us. The next part is the juice. So we're going to move forward with this exercise we just did. Think about the one that you make the most money from now. Think about the 3 products that you sold, sell. Think about the one you make the most money from. Circle that, write it down in the chat. Fill up this chat once you figure it out. If you're having a hard time, this is the one that people hand you the most money for. So after delivering, you get the biggest check. Think of the biggest check you ever received. What was your big check? The big kahuna. For me, biggest check, I believe, was $150,000. That was a flip. So for me, that's a pretty easy thing to remember. Did a couple of those in 1 month, $300,000. It was a good month. That was August last year. I'll do it again. The other side, and for the people who are buying rental property, this may be a figure you haven't thought about. Ron and I made $1.6 million last year on one purchase. You make your money on the
Purchase.
That's right. You don't make your money on the sale, you make money on the purchase. If you buy with built-in equity, you're a winner. That's how you buy everything. And so we made 1.6 million on the purchase. So when we look as real estate investors, what's the highest value thing we can do? It's acquire property at a good price. Does that make sense? Now, your high ticket item, the big value add, the piece that you're delivering is important. Sell or be sold goes through so many different aspects of how you can improve your product. And a lot of it is perception. A lot of it's just the conversation. You may already be out delivering your competition, your competitors, the people in your marketplace doing the same thing as you. Understand when you're delivering a high quality product or service, when you're getting constantly improving, there's no longer competition. There's only people you can learn from. There's only people in your market doing it better than you or doing it worse than you. And if they're doing it worse than you, move on. But if they're doing it better than you, you better get obsessed about what they're doing right so you can constantly improve your product. Here are some improvements to the products that we've sold. In the past, every other meeting, I don't mention alchemy. I've forgotten. I've fallen away from our value add. In this meeting, I talked about how alchemy is turning normal people into gold, bringing them to another place, doing the transformation of materials. That made you feel better about the product we're selling, doesn't it? Talking about the 100 millionaires and the mission of how I went from broke and I made a commitment to make people successful. These are things I forgot about my company, forgot about my mission, forgot that people wanted to hear it. That change came from a marketing conversation this week with my marketing professional, who's actually on the call right now. Is Chris Jimenez on here, Ron? Okay, well, I want to promote him, but whatever, we'll get him next time. So Chris he sat down and he said, hey, what is your why? Because I noticed none of your website says it. None of your marketing, none of your Facebook doesn't say the why. I told him to do it. I want to make people rich. Like I hate that feeling of being broke, and I want to change the world and make it a better place. He's like, yeah, that's not anywhere out there. There's nobody who knows, and people will feel your products better. So think about the top product that you have. Think about the top product that you just circled, and we'll go into why and finding your why. But think about what the person that you are targeting, your target audience, the people who've bought from you in the past, your avatar. What is important to them? Why are they buying your product? And it's not price. If it's price, change the product. Change, get out of that business, right? The pricing game is a deadly game. You're not competing with other people's price. So if they went with you, what was it they went with you for? What was the thing? Write that down. Throw it in the chat box. So we've got people saying the burrs, yes, cash flow. All right, Drew. So excellent. Nobody's really mentioned into what their big product is. So if you can, just type it in the chat. What is your high quality product? Is there anybody having an issue finding it? Is anybody having a hard time finding a high quality product, high end product? Okay, excellent. So type it in the chat. This way I can see what you guys are doing, and people around you in the chat can see what you're doing. And if it's something they're looking for, it's a good business model. It's a good way to find more business and collect customers or future investors. Because everybody who's giving you money, if you've read Sell or Be Sold, they're an investor. Investing in your future, investing in your company and your business. So start looking at clients different. And I had the conversation with you yesterday, Brett, right? What do I call my clients?
Investors.
They're all investors, every single one of you. They're investors looking to invest in themselves, looking to invest in my company and my mission. And I take every single dollar and I put that towards the best investment for them and for myself. And that's what you do with your company. Make sure that you're taking all those freedom points, Grant Cardone likes to call them freedom points. You're taking all those and you're putting it towards your financial freedom, which is an investment in the world, because you're going to sell more of something. And if you're buying rental property, providing housing, safe housing, quality housing, that's a product. That's a high quality product you'll pay a lot for. In fact, it's 40% of most people's income goes to housing. And we're collecting that as landlords. Who's happy about collecting those rent checks? Still collecting in COVID-19, yes? Sat with my mentor yesterday, 192 units, one vacancy. 192 units, one vacancy in a city where the vacancy average is 10 to 15%. Who do you want to learn from, right? Choose who you hang around with. When I mentioned I was hanging out with Brendan Kane the day before, I was like, oh yeah, I go to concerts with Brendan. Of course you do, right? Of course, right? All the smart people hang out with each other. All the rich people are hanging out with each other, teaching each other, growing from each other. And what they've found is at the top, there's not too many people. So you got to stick together. And that's one of the reasons we're building the 100 Millionaires, is a place for people to stick together. See how I like to, now that I know my value proposition, throwing it in there a little more. You guys are catching this? Slipping it into a conversation with your clients, throwing that in there makes them want to work with you. Just remember your value proposition. I'm using this as an opportunity to practice. So delivering a high quality service or product, you're probably already really good, right? You're probably already doing an amazing job. You've just got to allow your client to feel that you're doing an amazing job, to feel that you're going above and beyond. Mentorship members, where are your hands at? Here's an example I did with you. Tony Robbins' disc assessment. Was that a value add? Did you get something from that? Did you feel amazing doing that? Yes. It added value to your life. You learned more about your business. We were able to incorporate that into the sales and the coaching and the training. Yes? Understanding your disc is a marketing tool for me. The more I understand who I'm attracting, the more I can go after with marketing and target. Does that make sense? It was a marketing tool for me to have you do the disc. So instead of just having you do the disc as part of the program, I promoted that I was going to have you do a personality assessment. Does that make sense? Something I had to do for coaching anyway. Putting the perception that you were getting something additional on there adds more value to the program. What can you do that you deliver anyway? Financial advisor, right? Ryan, I know I see your head spinning right now with ideas. So Ryan, what is something you're doing for free for your clients right now that's part of your program? You'll never stop doing it. What is something you do? Name a couple.
We sell kind of, insurance policies. That's something that, if somebody doesn't want to do like a deep financial plan with us, but they know they need to protect their families, with life insurance, or protect their income with disability insurance.
Yep.
We'll help them, kind of in a very siloed way, decide how much they should have and take them through that. We'll do that for free.
You do an assessment. You
Exactly.
do a little bit of a, hey, this is what your family looks like. This is how old they are, you are, their ability, and where they're going to go. And that's something free, a free service that you provide. But you could pitch that as its own product, as an additional product by saying, hey, look, by the way, this is something I'm doing. In addition to, I do all the same stuff as every other financial advisor. And on top of that, I do this assessment that's based on your family and where you're going. And you may find you do or don't need life insurance. And by saying that sentence, by the way, NLP, we're going to go a little neurolinguistic programming here. You may or may not need that life insurance policy. So the words are comfortable saying, oh, I don't need a life insurance policy, possibly. But the entire time you're saying need that life insurance policy. So it makes them think, but it could be there, and I should probably have this conversation.
Yeah, I like to say sometimes, you know, like particularly people who already have insurance, say, hey, let's do a quick review to see if we can lower it or increase it.
Exactly.
Depending on where you're at.
The price or increase the product, the quality of the product. Absolutely. That's delivering a better quality service just by having the conversation. And that's an example of something you're already doing. Darina, I'm going to pick on you. What is something that you as a real estate agent, and for all the agents on the line, where are my agents at? This is for you. This is advice for you as well. Darina, what is something that you do for free for your clients right now? For free. That makes them feel great. That you would do no matter what. It's part of your freaking job.
Well, first of all, I love connecting people. I feel so good when I introduce one to another. And just chatting about numbers, markets. This first couple calls, we always spend about 30 minutes each time. And it excites me a lot because that person like, yeah, you know, that I'd never thought of this or I never thought of that. So this is my favorite part of working where I deliver something I would always deliver and I would probably never charge for it.
3 things. Those are 3 products, 3 separate products. Did you catch it? 1, I deliver my network. In fact, it's 4 things because you also bring people to these trainings. So you're delivering a real estate investing training. You deliver a network, access to private money, access to lenders, access to attorneys, access to contractors, to inspectors. You deliver an assessment of the marketplace. You tell me the city you're in, I do a deep dive on that city and what the numbers are, what makes sense. You're a real estate, you got to do it anyway, right? You got to look at what's on the market. You got to look at what the inventory is, what the prices are. I also build a strategy for you. I review the real estate strategies and we find out which one's good for you. 4 additional products that you could charge for or give a discount on, right? Normally I charge for these strategy calls. Normally I charge for this one-on-one session, but because I like you, I will waive the price because I feel like we're gonna do a lot of business together. In fact, I was sitting with Brendan last night, it's funny how you just say some things and you mean them, right? And everybody knows I don't do coaching. Everybody on here knows I do not do coaching, yes? Hands up hands to the camera if you know I don't do coaching, excellent. So, but I said it to Brendan yesterday, I was like, yeah, dude, I don't do coaching. But for you, I will. For you, I will. And that's where Brett Reed, put your hands up. Let them know who you are, man. This is an up-and-coming entrepreneur, one of the biggest opportunities I've ever seen be handed to somebody, and he's capable of it, and he wants it, and he's going to hustle with it, and we're going to help build him up. The secret will be revealed eventually, but for now, just know he's up-and-coming. He's part of our mentorship firm. We're going to build him up, same as everybody else in this group, and his strength and his growth is going to promote the growth of everybody else in here. Everybody in here will win because of what he's doing. That said, easy to say it because it's true. Make sure that on some level, what you're saying is true. Hey, I don't do this for everybody. There's 8 billion people on the planet, or there will be soon. Well, COVID might have slowed us down, but we're back on our way. We're back on track for 8 billion people on the planet. So you're not doing it for everybody, are you? There's no way you've ever offered anything on the planet to everybody. Agreed? You've not met everybody. You never will. Well, Grant Cardone has the goal of meeting all 8 billion, but we'll see. So think about it. Whatever you say, Dorina, if you say, hey, I can bring you into this exclusive motivated seller cold calling club that normally we charge $5,000 to be part of this coaching program. But because I see you're a hustler, I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to bring you in, test it out, see if you like it. And if you like it and it's working for you, maybe we'll waive that fee because I think that you could really deliver some deals for us. Do you think you get a little more commitment from your client? Dorina, do you think you could get more commitment from your client?
Absolutely, yes. So what I have in my mind, you articulate so nicely that I'm writing this down.
This is recorded. You can come back anytime and watch this.
I
love it.
That I'm going to use in the elevator pitch now. Thank you.
I love it. You're very welcome. And this works in all businesses, guys and gals. It works in all businesses, I promise. And so you and Ryan, right? You can see this working for you. You're going to the same trainings. Hey, it's an exclusive club that I have, the Motivated Seller Wholesale Mastermind, where we find deals. We figure out how to find deals off market. But I'll let you in. I'll let you into the club. But you got to let them know you're a guest of mine, right? Let them know that Ryan McGovern sent you. Let them know Ryan McGovern sent you, right? You're a guest of mine here. Adding value, creating perception around what you're already doing. Our investors already want people in our cold call sessions, yes? We want you dialing for you. We want people bringing you deals. We're going to do it anyway. But when we're recruiting, what if we say, look, I'll bring you into the group, bring you into the fold, double down on your ability. Just like Brendan did with Brett, he said, hey, look, I'm going to spend some money on you. I'm going to invest. I'm going to make an investment. Brett's now motivated, right?
Oh, yeah.
On a level you've never been motivated. Somebody's putting money into you, belief in you. You're like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. This is awesome.
Huge empowerment. Hey.
Excellent. Ryan, go ahead.
So yesterday when I was on my appointment with my buyer, she brought a friend, and she's an investor in Mass, and she's like, yeah, I want to keep growing. I want to keep investing. I want to meet an agent in that area. So I said, you need to join our wholesale mastermind group and speak with Dorina.
Perfect.
She's right in your market. So it's just the more you get talking to people, the more you have these connections with everybody,
That's it. Mike Shine, you're right. Go giver. Samantha, good to see you. Elizabeth, Carrie, Olivia, Alan, Anthony, looking awesome. Doug, the hypnotist. Doug, do you think you can hypnotize everybody on this group to start increasing their selling proposition?
I believe that Terry and I could give a 1-2 punch and get everyone increasing exponentially.
Now that would be something I'd love to see, because Terry is working on increasing businesses. Doug is hypnotizing people towards success, toward with Tony Robbins. Doug is he's got a lot of history as a coach, and I'll talk about the coaches in a little bit. But I want to go through the rest of this, and thank you, Doug, for the 1-2 punch. I love that. David, good to see you. Glenn, Patrick, Mario, George, White, Amanda, Sharon. Hey, Sharon. Marsha, I never see your camera on anymore, Marsha. I miss you. Roger, Kathy, Emily, it is good to see all of you. Turn your cameras on. We miss your faces. Now, it's one thing to create perception. Can you improve your product? Think about 3 ways you can improve your product, actually physically improve. And the reason we talk about perception first is it doesn't matter if you're not selling the product, right? So you got to create the perception, get better at selling what you're doing. But now the product itself, can you deliver a better product? So Ron and I are buying hair salons out in California. We have a business partner out there, Stephanie. You see her in the mentorship calls. She's usually on this call, but who knows? It is early on the West Coast for her. Now, although Terry is here, I get it, Terry. we got Oregon in the call. So even though, how can you improve? How can you improve a hairstyle? How can you improve a haircut? There is something we call the magic shampoo, right? And I didn't come up with this, I promise. I barely use shampoo myself. So the magic shampoo is the massage given during and for ladies, if you don't know this, your shampoo is not magic. It's just that they're massaging you while they're talking about it. And it has a fragrance, and that feeling is NLP. What they're doing is they're attaching an emotion to the actual product. So when you think of the product, when you smell the product, you remember an amazing euphoric experience, which was the massage. And so that magic shampoo, you say, hey, I'm the only one who uses this. I use this shampoo on your hair because I care. I've tested so many out. And don't you notice, as you massage, don't you notice how amazing it makes your head feel? You can actually feel your hair getting stronger, feeling better, feeling more vibrant. Isn't it amazing? The shampoo actually makes your hair better. And so I love that I can use it for you to make your life better, because I know you're an important person. And after this, you're going out and doing important things, closing some important deals. The perception, the experience, the delivery changes the product. Now, it's just normal shampoo, is it not? It could be your Head and Shoulders, but imagine those words and that massage. I'm pretty sure everybody sitting in their chair now is like, oh man, like bring that. Is that what they put in the herbal essences? Yes, it's an experience that you can create for your clients. And I gave Brett some tips yesterday. One tip that I think is one of the most powerful tips that you can get as a real estate agent is, and as a financial advisor, as an attorney, as somebody in this business, call your client an investor. Treat them as such. Treat them as an investor. Maybe they're a new investor learning, but they're an investor nonetheless. It feels good. Each and every person on this call knows they're an investor. Not only just an investor, you're one of the future 100 millionaires. It's a calling, it's different. You feel it. That's a perception based on a decision you get to make in your life, saying, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Give your clients the ability to make that decision and be something more than they were yesterday. People are attracted to two types of people. The people just like them, and the people who are like what they want to become, or what they admire, or what they perceive as ideal. In fact, Brett, a lot of the conversation I'm giving these guys, I gave to you yesterday, didn't I? It's part of selling a high quality product and high quality service. Going above and beyond. We were in a sales call, Brett. Do you acknowledge that was a sales call yesterday? It was a sales conversation? Turn the volume on. Let me ask. Did it feel like I was selling yesterday? Oh, we got you muted. Hold on. I unmute. There you go.
In the moment, it didn't necessarily feel like it, but looking back on it, I can see that. Yeah.
You can see the sales was done. The substantial check was written. So, so even though I was selling, what did it feel like, Brett? It felt like you guys were getting an opportunity.
Right. Absolutely.
That's sales. That's real sales. Over delivering on what your client's expectations are. Forget the word client, man. In the salon business, we call our clients guests. They're guests in our home. They're guests in the salon. In the real estate investor, agent business, financial advisement business, attorney business, coaching business, your clients are your investors, right? They're an investor. In the coaching business on the other side of it, they're business owners, right? The business side of it, right? That's key. Go ahead, Terry. Go ahead.
We're investors. Every one of us are investors. We're investing in ourselves, because if we're not investing in ourselves, that's the number one investment that we need to make. Because one of the things I talk about a lot is financial freedom is a skill. And so when you're working with me, when you're working with Walter, you're learning the skill of financial freedom. So it doesn't matter what money you have. It matters if you can make it again if you lose it. And
Right.
so the investor is the person who spends money on their own education and their own development.
That's right, because you're building the biggest asset, and that's the asset we're looking to create. And thank you, Terry. Appreciate you, brother. And thank you, Brett, for jumping in. It always helps to have somebody who's actually been in a sales situation with me, because I can say, look at what we did there. Look what we created. It's win-win. By the way, they're winning. Trust me. By working with me, they're winning and I'm winning. I'm creating a home for myself. I'm creating a whole other business entity, something that I want to be a part of, something that's going to make a lot of money and change the world, make it a better place. It's right in line with my mission of building millionaires. And so I'm winning too. And I told Brett, and afterwards, I'll tell Brendan, or I'll tell Colin, or Jeff, I would do it for free. Of course I would. What we're doing, I believe in it. Everything I'm doing for each and every one of you right now, this training, I would do for free. Because I believe in what we're doing, I believe in you and what you're capable of. The beauty of it is what we deliver is valuable. What we deliver is something that people want. It's something that people need. And sometimes people don't know they need your product. Sometimes people don't know they want it yet. You got to create that desire, because it's sitting in there. People want to do the right thing. If you sell something that allows them to do that, awesome. I didn't know I wanted to own 2 of these things, right? Until I didn't have 2, until I experienced it. And then now I needed to, right? Apple, Android, I own both. I didn't know the difference until I had both. And then I was like, oh, how do you live without them, right? I've been asked so many times, wait, which one would you choose? But I would never come to that. I'll buy another one if something happens, right? Like, no, I'm not gonna. Wait, you want me to not use? I can't fathom how that would even be possible. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you operate on just one operating system. I don't grasp it. It's insanity to me. But you don't know any better. Understand that your clients are the same way. I don't know how you don't read a book a week, right? If you've not done this for the last 5 years, I don't know how you fucking survive. I couldn't live without knowing what's on the next page. Like, I couldn't live without this wealth and abundance. Think about your client right now as I'm having this conversation. Think about the ideal client, the avatar, the one who makes the most money you want to sell that product to and over-deliver on. I don't know how I could live with myself knowing what I've built in real estate without sharing it with other people. I don't know how I could live with myself knowing how many people I could train, how many people I could move through rental property and pick up the value of cities if I didn't go and coach agents, if I didn't build teams. I don't know that it would be ethical for me to wake up in the morning and just be on the beach right now. I don't think it would be the right thing for me to do. I think the product that I sell is so important, so life-changing, it would be immoral for me to take the day off. Does that make sense? Does your product make you feel that way? If it doesn't, jump on a coaching call with me. I'll make sure it does. Because there was a point 2 years ago, my coach pulled me out of the pits where I paid a lot of money for this coaching program and I didn't think I was getting what I paid for. And so I was like, yeah, I'm out, send me a refund. And anybody ever have buyer's remorse? Do that before? Yeah, I've done it. I'll admit it. And what I did was not really ask for a get out of the program. I asked for a sell me something more. I asked for sell me something more than what you've sold me. Does that make sense? Mike talked about the second sale. We make more money on the second sale. And everybody who's ever come through one of my funnels starts with something free. It's a book, a PDF, it's a free talk, it's education. Then we move into higher products as we go, as you become a person who can afford that product, who actually can use that product. That makes sense. You don't need new clients. Just improve the existing clients you have. Help them make more money. They can buy the next product. Give them more success, more happiness. They will easily buy the next product because it makes sense. So I called my coach. Well, he called me. I'll be honest, I had no choice in this conversation. It was out of respect I picked it up because he never calls me, right? And so he called me and I said, yeah, man, I'm out. And after being on the phone for about 30 minutes, he realized I wasn't happy with what I was selling. I was selling real estate and I didn't think it was important. I lost my focus. I lost my why. I lost the reason I was doing what I was doing. I felt like I wanted to build my city up and bring my city to a better level and give people here a better opportunity. And I didn't see the connection of being in real estate. I saw a disconnect with what I was doing. And I thought, you know, what's it matter whether I sell a house or not? And then he reminded me that if we don't contact that seller and they lose the house to foreclosure when they could have been moved to something else, they could have walked away with $10,000, $20,000, a better record, not losing money, and putting them into a better position. If we don't go out and do what we do as investors, as agents, people are missing out. And then he said, do you think somebody else will go out and do it? And I thought about it, and I know in my market that no, there are sellers who lose their homes and nobody showed up to buy it because nobody's cold calling, door knocking, mailing, emailing, texting, RVM, the way we do. Nobody does it on the aggressive level that we do it. Before we started, nobody was here. Does that make sense? So I know that's to be true now, but he continued with the conversation. I was like, dude, like, I was just selling people houses. I don't even care about these people. I was honest. I was like, dude, like, I don't care about my clients. I'm selling single family fucking houses. They're talking about their 4 kids and how they just want to, you know, do this and do that. And they're worried about the school system. They don't even have kids. They're worried about the school system 7 years from now. I know they're going to be in another house. Why am I dealing with this BS conversation of, well, they want to move here for this, right? They're moving here for the kids. And I know that the kids don't care about this house until the kids are like 8. Right, until they can actually run around in the yard, maybe 4. The kids don't exist. We're talking into the future here, at least 5 years, minimum of 5 years, before we're buying houses, right? And it was a frustration. I was working with the wrong client. Has anybody ever worked with the wrong client before? It'll kill your business. It'll destroy your business because you lose motivation. There's nothing more dangerous than losing the motivation to sell an amazing product. And it may just be the shift of the client. I fucking love you guys. Like, I would do this all day, every day. You call me, I will not pick up, but I will text. But you say, hey, do another event with a bunch of people on it, I will fucking show up. You ask for an event, and I know I get 10, 20, 30 people on there, dude, it doesn't take much to get me out of bed, right? Like, that's the product. That's the client I want to be with. I want to see every single one of you rich. Boom, I'm in it, right? I'll be in it all day. You show up, you're motivated, I'll inspire, right? I'll give the strategy. So that's finding that client. After we got off the call, he said, Walter, you're a coach. He's like, that's all you want to do. You're an investor. You want to teach people to invest. You're a coach. Get out there and start training people. I said, dude, I don't do coaching. I'm not doing it. He said, you do it anyway. I watch your YouTube videos. I watch your Facebook videos. I see you in our mastermind. You can't help but put your hand up and say, hey, by the way, we tried this marketing solution. Have you tried this strategy for investing? Right? Who's in my mastermind? Who's been in the Maverick mastermind? We got Doug, Terry. So this is
Terry,
the expensive
Olivia.
one. Olivia, Terry, Doug. So
Terry.
Right? Yeah. Say Terry again. Terry.
No, Carrie.
Carrie. There she is.
Terry again.
Terry Lou.
So
Terry.
We're in a very expensive mastermind. Most of us are millionaires, multimillionaires, or on our way to being millionaires. And so in those calls, I'm like, dude, yes, do this, do that, right? Like, I can't help myself. Like, yeah, have you considered this? Have you tried this? Facebook this, right? Because I like to teach, right? Think about the high-end product that you wrote down. Think about how you can improve it. Think about your favorite client. And now think about your favorite part of what you're doing when you're delivering that service. This is the 4th step. This is what ties it all in. Find the juice, find the money behind it, find the energy, the power, the emotion. What is the thing you love the most about what you do? The thing that makes you say, I've got to do this. Somebody out there needs this from me, and I know I deliver it on a level better than anybody else. And if I don't, I fucking will. I will learn it. What is that? What is that emotion? What is that feeling? Because energy in motion is what creates motions. Emotions are just energy in motion. And without energy, well, a blender doesn't work. Right? Without energy, the air conditioning won't work for you. But with the right energy, that amazing system and product that you have to sell can change your experience, can improve a situation dramatically, yes? This is making sense. We're getting value out of this? Everyone's getting value? Is it okay if I sell a product real quick? It'll take me about a minute. I'm getting better at this as we go because I'm discovering I see throughout the conversation, especially product things like this. I've already let you know what we do. So it's 8 weeks of coaching. I want to build millionaires. It's my mission. I'm on drive. I'm on track. I've got you guys. I've got 10, 15 people in the program already on track to becoming millionaires. Some of you were easy. You came in as a millionaire. You came in as close to a millionaire. Well, we're going for multi-millionaire status. I don't mind the bigger goal. You can reach, if I've reached it, I can give it. And that's what we're pushing towards. Multi-million-dollar status on the multi-millionaires, on the millionaires. On the people becoming millionaires, we're going for the million. It's an 8-week program that I'm selling. Right now, it's an 8-week program. I want it to be 6 because I want to be into a new group faster, but I think right now the 8 weeks works. I think that it's exactly what, and people right now are on their 6th week. What do you think? Another 2 weeks sounds good? Yes? All right. So we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. I like it. I think it's delivering value. And I'm not at a point where I can't handle this many people. So we'll keep it going. It's one-on-one coaching session with me. I promise that's all you need. I do one. We do a personality assessment. I go through your skills, your gifts, why you're so valuable to this world. And I say, these are your fucking weaknesses. Let's eliminate them. Let's never look at them again. Let's hire somebody else to do those pieces. Let's bring in an affiliate who you'll actually get paid for sending referrals to do the things you're not good at. Is that cool? Yes. So it helps to know why you run the way you run. You've noticed there are things that you do in your life that are never going to change, just who you are, and you beat yourself up for it. From now on, I'm going to pat you on the back for it and say, oh, that's great. That's your thing. Make money with it now. Instead of hating yourself for it, make money with it. Does that make sense? Excellent. We're going to do that. We have the online Alchemist University. It's a $1,300 program. We're giving it to you for being in the mentorship. We're giving you Alchemist University for a lifetime. We're constantly adding to Alchemist University. Ron and I had a decision to make. Do we do this? Do we just, however it is, when we sell it to the person, because it's extra work for us when we sell it to you, do we, as we add other programs in, give you access to that? Or do we just say, hey, well, they paid for this, they were happy with it, and now the new version, they're gonna have to pay for it? Or do we give that access and, hey, it's more work for us? Ron has to actually go in and say, everybody who purchased this now gets this. There's a manual trigger. And what do you think we decided to do? Obviously, we're going to make it more valuable. If you've bought in, you believed in us now, you invested in us and yourself now, we're going to continue the investment. We'll make sure that it continues because that's how you deliver a high-quality product, high-quality service. So we're going to make sure that you're getting Alchemist University continuing through. There's a monthly option, but I think that it makes sense to pay all in one shot because you get a sweet deal. It's $1,000. By the way, it's a lot of money, right? For people who are not ready for the program, it is a lot of money. For the people who are looking to make $1 million, it's a no-brainer. It's chump change. It's a drop in the bucket. So it's all about where you're at in life. So if you look at this and say, oh man, $1,000, he's outrageous. He's overcharging. It's too much. I can't afford that. Okay, that's your story. That's your belief system. I'm fine with that. I don't want to work with people who are not there yet. I want to work with people who realize that they are capable of this, that you are capable of taking your life to the next level and building yourself into a millionaire. There's one book that we read, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, in our mastermind, our mentorship, and he says, if you want to touch a millionaire, because I got off stage one day, and a woman said, oh, she gave me a hug, and I hug people, I high five, I shake, back before COVID, and she says, she's like excited. She's like, I've never touched a millionaire before. And I was like, the fuck? That's cool, right? If you want to touch a millionaire, become a millionaire. This way you can touch a millionaire every day. Does that make sense? Cool options. Cool options. With that training, I know I only deliver one-on-one coaching, but I assure you it's all you fucking need, because once we do that, every single week we're hitting a traction call. It's you and this group at 8 o'clock every single Monday. We all get together. There's only us It's just us. It's private. We have our own Facebook group where only us communicate. You can get personal there. Your deals come up there. Your conversations, your personal life, it comes up, and we figure it out. This is about becoming a millionaire. It touches on all three aspects of life, which is wealth, health, and relationships. And we do whatever it takes to move you to that next level. We've got trainings online that I make you take. Ryan McDermott admits that he's going to do them for us this week. He's been catching up. He's fallen behind, but he's catching up. Even if he catches up on a few, the group will hold him accountable. We'll hold him accountable. Ryan, you know that, right?
Monday at 8. They'll be done.
Monday at 8. He's got today and tomorrow. I love it. And it's accountability. We hold you accountable to the things you say you're going to do. You'd be surprised. I have every member on this group calling or texting our friend out in California, who's my business partner with salons, and sending her a little love letter saying, hey, we believe in you. Just saying hi and making sure that you're doing your goals this week. And by the way, she wasn't here this morning, guys. So if you could just shoot her a little love text, everybody who's in the mentorship program, thank you. I know Dorina looks like she already has. Saeed's on it. Ryan's texting it now. Excellent. Thank you, guys. So we'll hold you accountable to being successful. Don't you worry. If you're worried that you can't do it by yourself, we'll take care of you. We understand that some people need the group. I was one of those. I didn't operate by myself. I wouldn't be a millionaire if it wasn't for Ron. He pulled me out of retirement. He told me he wanted to get rich. And I was like, dude, I'm good, right? I'm retired. I don't have to work. And he wanted a partner to do the deals that we're doing. And I said, you know what? All right, but here's the deal. You're gonna do all the work. You're gonna do all the fucking work. And I'm gonna teach you. I'll teach and I'll bring in half the money. You bring in half the money. But at the end of this, I don't want to do anything with the properties. I want to sell. I want to teach. I want to do my thing. Ron, you agreed? You crazy bastard. Give it up for Ron Bowling, my business partner, friend, and companion. This guy, he's a champion. I wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for his support and if it wasn't for everything he does behind the scenes. And for all of my coaches on the call, thank you guys for supporting us and for moving everybody forward. We appreciate you. Celebrity coaches, these are all people who've written books on their subject or are in the process of writing books on their subject. You get one-on-one call with each one of my coaches. It's all part of the package. For $1,000, I know what you're thinking. What the fuck? This is nuts. It's just to keep the cheap people out. That's what the $1,000 is. It's just to keep the broke people out of the product and to keep the people who want to become successful in the game. That's all it is. I promise, guys. We don't get rich off of $1,000. We get rich off of building people who can become millionaires. Ron became a millionaire because I partnered with him. Because I decided every deal I buy from now on goes through him. Because as we build our teams, our real estate teams, I decide every deal I do in this half goes to him. As we build this coaching program, mentorship program, training company, I've decided half goes to him. Does that make sense? He and I, as alchemists, have decided to do the same with the people in our program. What can we build together where you'll do all the work and we'll guarantee your success? Well, we'll ensure your success because we'll be there. We're tied to it. We'll bring half the money and we'll bring all the knowledge of business and the connections that we have. That's what we're really looking for. We're looking for 100 millionaires to build $1 million businesses. Really $2 million businesses, because when we split it up, we want to add to our net worth as well, which means $1 billion for us. Do the math. That's how we decide to get there. To get to that level, to get to the 100 million, to get to the 100 million of 100 million. By building each and every one of you partnerships and then partnering with the next round, that's the $1 billion. It may take us 10 years, but so did becoming a millionaire. I made the decision at 30 that at 28, I said, no matter what it takes, I'm willing to commit. I read a book called Outliers, and they all did 10,000 hours to become successful. They did 7 years, 10 years, whatever it took to become successful. And I said at 20 years old, I said, dude, whatever it fucking takes. I don't care what I have to do, what I have to learn, who I have to talk to, what uncomfortable situation I have to put myself in. It does not matter at this point because I'm as low as it gets. I was negative $25,000 of debt. I was considering suicide. I just lost my wife. And it was a turning point in my life where I said, I'm either ending it now or I'm doing something so big that I can't help but be here. And that's, thankfully, I made the second decision. And being here, helping each and every one of you become bigger and better is the most rewarding thing that I've been able to do. And I'm looking forward to doing it more. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for the opportunity. Ron, if you could throw walteramarillo.com/mentor in the link below. And here's the deal. I'm going to give you my phone number, but do not call me, ever. Text me. Text me. I will answer anytime. Everybody who has ever texted me has received a text back. Yes? Everybody on here? Alan, good to see you, brother. Florida, man. I love it. Looks awesome. 774. Here's my number. 774-526-4796. If you're considering the mentorship program and you're not sure if it's right for you, call me. No, don't call me. Text me. I'm sorry. Whoa. Oh, shit. Text me. And if you have questions, we'll do a 5-minute phone call. I will jump on the phone call with you. We'll do 5 minutes just to work out any questions you have. If it's right for you, I want it for you. We have financing options because, hey, we figured out that the banks make all the money. We don't mind being the bank. Does that make sense? Yeah, we get it. There is a financing option because we like more money by delivering more value to our clients. How cool is that? That's another thing you can do. You can provide financing on products. Excellent. So that was my sales pitch. Who understood and saw more? You've seen me do this pitch a bunch of times, yes? Who saw something new that time? Who saw something they didn't catch? Probably did the same thing I always do, but who saw something new? Go ahead. We'll go around the room. Because I want to, and anybody who wants to hang up, you can hang up at this point. But if you want to stay on, I'm going to introduce you to the people in my mentorship program. They're going to tell you what they're looking for, and you may be finding a partner or somebody you can get rich with. And we're going to have a little jam session right now where we find out what people learned in this. You can feel free to ask questions. Anybody on here can ask questions. Go ahead. What did you learn? You've seen a sales pitch before. What did you see different?
So, what I saw, what I really liked, that last piece where you said you offer financing. It's really just breaking up payments, but when you say you offer financing, it tweaks something in the mind that says, wow, this is higher quality, instead of saying I can let you do payments. And so just that language really moves it up a bit, and it really actually makes people feel much better about the investment because they're being financed rather than making payments.
Yeah, absolutely. We discovered that I was on a walk with Dorina, actually. We're walking down Kennedy Park. If anybody's been in Fall River, beautiful park. And I like to show off my city. So we're going for a walk. And I told her, I think, because she asked me, will you let people create credit cards at your events? Because we do sell a $12,000 product. She's like, will you have people open credit cards? I told her, no, I don't fucking like that. I've done it. It's the coaches that do it. God bless you guys. It actually has helped my credit lines. It's worked really well for me, but I don't like that. I like the idea of being the bank. I don't sell somebody else's product. I sell my own product. So I can, if I believe in my product, I can finance it. Right? I'm not selling anything other than my time. So if the person doesn't pay me, I've lost nothing but my time. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was going to say right in the beginning, you got pretty deep with where you were when you first started there. That was a side that, some of us might not have known about you. And that shows the level of commitment that you have to bring this value to us, to pull yourself out of that place, and just really promising what you could deliver. And I've seen it so far. This group has been solid. You're really busy. I mean, you've always answered the texts that I've sent you, and you've always answered the questions. And, I appreciate you. It's a good value, and everyone in this group is solid. So thank you for choosing option B when you had those two options and helping us all out. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan. It is amazing having you in the group. You're an awesome addition. Thank you. What else did we notice? Go ahead, Sharon.
Hey, I wound up being shy. That's why I put the block up and whatnot in the beginning. But I do miss I have to say I'm being infused again by seeing the people because to be honest with this COVID, I kind of just went into struggling. What am I doing with the properties and whatnot? But it's all better, but I feel really good being with you. For me, the finance option didn't do anything for me, but I think, no, I'm not trying to be a snob, but I think what it was is a matter of which one are you? Are you somebody who wants to move on? And we're weeding those people. Okay, if you don't want to be a part of this group, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't, it was the opposite. It's like, oh, hell yeah, I want to be a part of this. And so I will invest in myself, but I'm also not the general masses, and nor is this mastermind for the masses. So when you wind up articulating, saying, if you want to be one of the sheep, I don't want you.
Right.
In essence, that's what you were saying. And I found that to be very appealing, but I think it was also your believability in what value you have to bring. And because that's something I'm learning, it says you were doing nothing but transferring the belief. Like, I believe, I know what this product can do. I believe in you. And if you invest in this, you're going to end up being there. So kudos.
Thank you, Sharon. And we're looking forward to having you in because we will give you that belief. You will sell an amazing product. You already do. I know you do. And we're just going to help you let other people know how amazing it is. That's all that is. Thank you. Appreciate you, Sharon. And it's good to see you looking good. I know you recently went through some surgeries and now you're back on track. You've always helped me with the Boston RIA, facilitating and running everything. So it's great to see you back in the game.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Thank you.
Good. Go ahead, Anthony. You also look awesome, sir. Healed up from the COVID, 100%. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So at the end, when you was talking about texting and things like that, before you always just say text, and this time you said, you shoot me a text, and if you have any questions, especially if you're new, I will get on a 5-minute phone call to answer those questions. So you add it to your pitch, and people that know you, that's big, that's huge, because you will answer quick with the text. Phone call, yeah, you're just wasting your time. I don't even know what.
Goes to voicemail, and I don't even check voicemail.
Exactly. So I think
it.
that's pretty huge, and that was something that you didn't do before, and I picked up on.
Very cool. Good catch, man. Thank you, Anthony. I didn't even notice that I did that. You're right. Thank you. Go ahead, Dorina.
Anytime.
Yes, maybe you mentioned that before, but every time you speak, I pick something new. So I don't know if it's the first time I hear or it's just me. So you mentioned that you cannot afford a day off just because when you get up in the morning, you have that urge to deliver what you have, the value, and you feel super guilty by missing a day. So that tells us like you would do it for free, right? But by charging, you just eliminated all not serious people.
Yeah.
And with that, I thought thought about myself, like, am I feeling the same way about my product? Will I take a day off? Will I afford the day off? Do I want to take a day off? That's a good evaluation of what I sell, because I never thought of it this way, because it's not about, I'm going to take a vacation, I'm going to take a day off. Like, no, there's no way I can take a day off. It's not work. It's something that I have inside me, and if I'm not going to offload it and share, I'll feel like I'm going to blow up or something. So, and you selecting the right people to join your tribe, that's amazing.
And you called it right. And thank you, Dorina. It is a tribe. These are the people I choose to be with. You are the people I choose to hang out with, because I promise you, the richer you get, the smaller the amount of people who will understand you, the smaller the amount of people who will be able to have real conversation with you. And the more money you make, you just want to be around good people at this point. And you can walk into a Walmart and somebody in this group you would recognize, you would understand, because we emit a different energy when we walk around. right? You would see somebody who is in the mindset of abundance in a crowd. It's just, we walk different, we talk different, we think differently, and you will recognize those people when you're walking in spaces. And it's something I didn't understand before, but the more successful I've become, the more I realize, man, like I only meet the wealthiest and the most kind and amazing and ambitious people at this point in my life. And it's because as within, so without. What you become, you attract. If you focus on the best, surround yourself with the best, you become the best. And by becoming the best, people who are focusing on the best will surround themselves with the best. And again, you will allow them to become the best. How cool is that? Oh, Mike, who's typing in here?
Oh, Mitch had an amazing quote. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So we were all like, oh, what an amazing thing. But it came from a Dove rapper.
Talk about value add, enjoyment and knowledge. Great marketing.
That is a customer delivering a high value quality product. Excellent. Excellent. What questions do we have? Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead. And then Zayed, you're up next.
No, I just wanted to mention the thing I noticed was, that you brought up the lifetime access to the Alchemist University. And what, so it was the first time I'd heard that. But on another level, what I think was amazing about that is that you added that into the pitch, and then you stopped your pitch to tell us that you added it, which is essentially the lesson that you just taught us. So, so you're making a pitch, but you're coaching in the pitch. That's I've never really seen that. I like that.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. It makes it fun because trust me, you're going to start doing this in your business. I already know you are.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those pieces. Hey, is it okay that I'm teaching you financial stuff right now? Hey, this is the secret here. And you're going to go through and give them that education. So thank you for noticing. I love that. Great. Saeed, you're up.
Yeah. It's just something really quick that I wanted to add. I, for some reason, somehow was triggered emotionally when you were talking. And I just felt good being part of the tribe because it was like I'm emotionally invested. And somehow when you said something about the history, like what happened, where you were, I was just so happy that I'm part of this group. I'm so glad that you actually mentioned that. I haven't read your book yet. Maybe you'll include that in the book, but I didn't know the story, just like what Ryan said. I never heard that story, and it really just made me happy that I'm part of what you guys are doing right now. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. And from our one-on-one, you know how I feel about the man you are, what you're looking to do for your family, and it's an honor to have you with us. So thank you.
Thank you, Walter.
Thank you. Well, all right. So we love this program. I love you guys. What questions do we have? What can I pull out from in front of you to move you forward in your investment deals, in your business? For our mentors, this is an opportunity for everybody to go and tell people what you're looking for. If you're not in the mentorship program, feel free to interrupt and ask questions here and there. That is acceptable. I'm going to start from the top of the screen as I see you, and just in 30 seconds or less, say your name and your desire, what you're looking for right now in your business, the type of people you're looking to attract or property you're looking to attract, and then put your information in the chat box. Everybody understands? You guys have done this before, mentorship members? Excellent. Anybody who has a question for us? And Dave, by the way, it's good to see you, man. I love the haircut. You're getting close to me. You're getting close. So any questions you have, feel free to ask. These guys are here to serve as well, so feel free to ask us. Darina, go ahead. What are you looking for in your business right now?
Yes, I'm looking for building wholesaler team so everybody knows the goal is to have 100 people calling all together. Now, yesterday we had 30. And I'm looking into Worcester market and Fall River market. So any off-market opportunities, even if it's a cold lead, I'd love to go on appointments and talk to the sellers and eventually get deals for you, get listings for me, and pass referrals to each other. That's the goal for this summer.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you, Darina. Give her a round of applause. She's killing it If you need help, she'll help you. Mitch Jorsky, I know you're one of the coaches, but dude, I didn't really give the coaches a lot of time to say what you do. So what are you looking for in your business right now?
I mean, you know, I'm full-time real estate investing amongst other things, and I am out dancing in Doreena's playground in Worcester. So northern Worcester County specifically. If anyone's got off-market deals, hit me up. I'm a buyer. And then outside of the real estate investing, obviously, I do the coaching and really newer real estate investors or investors that, you know, have one or two deals under their belt. I help them not only analyze deals, but overcome those roadblocks, because our biggest fear is the things we don't know. So, you know, I can answer a lot of those questions and or direct you to people in our network that can, because if there's something I don't know, you goddamn well know Galter probably knows it, or maybe Ron knows it, you know, or Mike Shine. Someone knows it. So it's all about the network, but happy to help. And as I always preach, run your numbers when you're doing deals. So jump on my site. I have a free property calculator. You're welcome to use it, and hopefully it adds some value.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you, Mitch. Terry Wager, you're up next. And by the way, Mitch Jorsky, your book is not in yet, but I ordered it. And I know Ron has it. It's Scaredy Cat Guide to Investing. And there it is. There's the book, Investing in Rental Properties. So mine is on order with Amazon. It's coming in. So hopefully next week I'll be able to hold it up. Terry Wager. So what is it?
My book is not coming out quite yet, but it's called Quit Taking Your Own Bad Advice. And my goal here, and why I'm jumping in these calls and I'm all over the place with this, is because I am 100% on board with Walter's deal to make 100 millionaires. And so I am helping each one of you guys who wants it to really step up your game, go from to do to done, and get this thing happening.
Absolutely. Terry Wager, get your information. Mitch Jorsky, Dorina, get your information in the links below, so that everybody can click on or call or text. And by the way, you guys have full permission to harass these people. They're in my program. They want to be harassed. They want to help you, right? They know that on the other end of it, there's some money for them too. Ryan McGovern, and then we'll do Ryan McDermott, and then Mike Shine.
What's up, everybody? I am a real estate investor. I'm also a realtor in Rhode Island. And I'm looking for multifamilies, and I'm also looking to do what Dorina is also, going on appointments for you, negotiating deals. I'm a wholesaler. I'm a cash buyer. I'm a problem solver. I just want to take over my city, basically. I'm in the market to buy a ton of property. I'm looking to sell mine now, 1031, and just keep on doubling after that. So this is going to take off quick. So if you want to hop on for the ride, reach out to me and let's talk.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. You're doing an awesome job. Your market is Pawtucket. You're looking for 3 families. So if you know anybody in the area, Ryan is hunting, but he's also shopping. He's also helping other people. Ryan McDermott.
Galter, can I real quick give Ryan a shout out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick. We had a call last weekend. We did our coaching call. This kid is, like, seriously, just being able to associate with him would be worth being in your program, because this kid is crushing it. He's 24, and literally everything we went through, like, he's like, all right, got it. Like, I was so impressed at his planning. This kid is a rising star.
Yep.
My head's growing slowly. It's not fitting in the screen.
Uh-oh. It's a good thing we're all not in one location right now. Between my head swelling and Ryan's head, we'd be in trouble.
I appreciate it, Mitch. We had a really good talk there, and I appreciate your insight. I'm looking forward to this.
Excellent. And I'm glad everybody's learning. Ryan McDermott, you're up next. What are you looking for?
So I am looking for 2 to 4 family properties in Dedham, Massachusetts. There's 619 of those properties, and I'm looking to buy my next one. So, you know, it'd be nice to connect the wholesalers and realtors that are focused on that area that can get me off-market deals. In my financial planning practice, I'll be real quick. We work with investors and entrepreneurs who want to understand the financial system. The financial system is binary. If you're not controlling it, it controls you. So we work with those entrepreneurs and investors to educate them on how it works and how to take control back, so that you can gain some of those dollars back into your own financial system, so you can go out and buy that next property. I'll put my info in the contact.
I love it. Ryan, you are so consistent, and this is why you get the results. You're so consistent with how you deliver your message. But I like that binary piece that you added and taking your dollars back. It's almost, I think you and Mitch Dorsky have a very similar passion of just, helping people and protecting people's money. And I love seeing that both of you guys you're going at it from different angles, but you got the same mission. So awesome job. Thank you, Ryan.
Walter, I jotted that down, that little pitch down, as I was listening on this call from things I learned. Value all the time. Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. I love the implementation. That is power.
100%.
That's why you're doing awesome. Excellent. Mike Shine. Oh, and Brian McDermott, if you guys didn't hear, it's Dedham, Mass. I know I always, whenever people say Dedham, I don't recognize where that is. Dedham, Massachusetts, it's south of Boston. It's also where the Boston RIA is. So that's where I met Ryan. So Dedham, Mass, he's looking to buy 3s and 4s. He's going to put his information in the link in below. Welcome. Mike Shine, the man, the myth, the legend. What are you looking for right now?
Well, I get big value out of Ron bowling with his dog. That's just so awesome every time.
Oh, Lenny.
Horrible. Anyways, so from the legal side, just want to help in any way I can. Please feel free to give me a call. I'll put my contact in, but happy to help with wholesalers if they have questions about contracts, purchase and sales agreements. Obviously, we do closings in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. So that's from my law business. And then the investor side, we're just looking to get my wife and I 3, 4, 5, and 6 units in North Kingstown, East Greenwich, or Newport, Rhode Island. That's my area. So if your wholesalers want to call in those areas, I will be happy to buy. And I'm also a big fan of Ryan McGovern's also, and we're working together, and we're getting a sort of a Rhode Island contingent of wholesalers, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah. So
it is pretty awesome. And I don't know if Brett Reed is still on the line. So he's off, but I'm going to have him work with you guys. I have every intention of, we're building a brokerage with him. So I have every intention of having this be a holistic approach brokerage where it's real estate investing and making sure that they're working with our holistic attorney, they're working with our financial advisor. And yeah, Ryan, you're in it, man. I've got plenty of financial advisors pounding on my door, begging for the opportunity to work with us, but not a single one of them is an alchemist. Not a single one of them went through our program. So they all thought they were already perfect, already doing a great job, whereas you have growth on the mind. And Ryan, what you've done in our group so far, just a phenomenal asset. Mike Shine, what you've done in our group so far, no other attorneys have come through here. And seeing both of you guys are very unique in the fact that you're both already extremely successful and still looking to learn and now looking to give back. And that's, to both of you, we appreciate you.
yeah, I also wanted to mention I'll help with the private lending. So
yeah, he's got the money.
I got a list of different people I've been talking to, and the list keeps growing. And so we're sort of niching out each different type of investment, so that if you come with me with some situation, I can find the right lender for you. So happy to help with that as well.
Excellent. And that's something that a lot of investors would like to have and could use in their business. And so 2 or 3 weeks ago, me and Mike in our one-on-one coaching, so Mike and I coach each other. And one of the things that Mike asked me was, how do I increase my business, my attorney side? I said, well, here's one thing I know that you could do. Seek out the people that you already know who have private money sitting around and let them know that you'll introduce them to real estate investors. So now you're adding value to your clients that already have worked with you in the past, and you're creating new clients who are looking to do those deals. And here's how you make your money. You do the closing. You're just creating more closings, giving people more opportunity to finance deals they wouldn't normally know how to finance. And Mike has just run with it. I told him, find $1 million. He texted me later that day, found $1 million. I said, well, Mike, go find another million he found $1 million at 12, 8%. And I was like, well, find $1 million at 10%. He said, I already got $1 million at 8. So that's the kind of person we're working with here. Right? So appreciate you, Mike, taking the homework and running with it. Just before the week was over, he collected more money than it took me years to collect. So great job.
Thanks. I actually haven't listened to the YouTubes on Alchemist University though, so I'm like Ryan. I gotta catch up.
Got to catch up, and I want to take Dan Zatofsky's training as well, the Raising Private Capital. That's
Yeah, I was talking to him yesterday.
nice.
Yeah.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
Excellent. Chris Hayward, Saeed, and then Anthony Walker. You guys next. What are you looking for?
All right. Chris Hayward, investor in Lowell. I'm looking for multifamily off-market properties, and I think I actually have a lead on one this week. So, Mike, I might be calling you about some private money. Yeah, so I'm looking for anybody, private money lenders, hard money lenders, anybody that has leads on multifamilies up there, and yeah, that's my shtick.
Very good. Chris Hayward's also a hustler and doing a lot of work. So he's a good guy to be hanging around. He's been doing call tools. He's been teaching some of the people in the group on our Mondays and our Fridays motivated seller sessions. So he's in the mentorship program and he's adding value already. I think that I see a coaching program in his future, selling a coaching program at some point with us. So thank you, Chris. We appreciate you. Who did I say was next? The screen's bounced around. Saeed, are you there? If not, Anthony Walker. Go ahead. Anthony, you're up.
On mute.
You are still muted, sir. But you look good. You look like you're saying stuff. It sounds important. There you go.
All right. So I am an investor looking in the Jamaica Plain area and also Pawtucket. And I'm looking for multifamilies. I am looking to do a little bit of wholesaling, but more than I'm looking to buy and hold. You know, obviously if the deal's correct, the numbers come back good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So any wholesalers on a call right now, please give me a call. I'll put my information in and we can talk.
Excellent. And what I'm going to do is I think everybody who's looking for help or looking for something or looking for a client, go back to the live chat on Facebook. Go to my Facebook page and the live feed right now. Put your information in there. I'm getting about 1,200 views on that a week, between 1,200 and 2,000. So even though we're putting it in the chat here, it's not going out on Facebook, which, by the way, is an asset that rotates forever. It stays out there. People go back and they watch the wealth principles. So let's make sure that you guys are also putting your information there. This way, you know, perhaps a little extra business, a little extra deal flow down the road.
So, Walter, which Facebook page?
Go to my business page. That one is where the main feed's coming through. And so that's the main video. More people are on that one. But feel free, if you see it shared, it's been shared on 36 different pages right now. If you share it somewhere else, feel free to put your contact information in that share. This way, people know to contact you. The idea is utilize this content I've already created, that we've created as a group, as your own content, as a share for other groups to say, hey, by the way, saw this, and then in the comments, put your information. This way people can contact you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This is good for you to find your ideal client. Believe it or not, everybody on here, as we're learning, we're also an asset, especially the people in the mentorship program that are using these tools. Who else do we have on the line who's in the mentorship program? Chris, we went through you. Saeed walked away. Doug McGurk. How could we miss you, my friend? Look at this book right here.
There you go.
Under construction. Celebrity coach Doug McGurk, the hypnotist. Tell us, what are you looking for? What are you looking to help people do?
Well, at the moment, I'm helping them break free from the addiction to the drama, to the chaos, to the stories we tell ourselves why something will or won't work. And when I say will, I mean will go bad, as opposed to, we have another story we should be telling, and that's why I'm so supportive of what you're doing. And everyone here is supporting each other by being exemplars of possibility. That's how we're going to change the world. So I'm just a humble change agent here, supporting everyone's mission to succeed and help transform the planet, 1 millionaire at a time.
I love it. Doug, you're awesome. I have actually personally used your hypnosis. I know Doreena's used your hypnosis. And let me just say, I have done hypnosis tracks in the past. I have created hypnosis products to help people with procrastination. If you go to Alchemist University, it's in there. And so we've had other hypnosis sessions, guided meditations, if that makes you feel better about it, where we've moved. At one time, the most I've ever done at once is 60 people. One big 60-person hypnosis session, moving people forward. And so I just recorded it and started giving it out to people who were asking for it. But the quality of the recording is fucking phenomenal. When I heard your voice and you had the echo sound, I was like, holy shit, like, fuck, I need to do that. like what you're doing, I just felt it was so easy. And I already know you, obviously that makes it easier, but the quality of the music you picked, the words you used, and Terry and I have had this conversation. We studied hypnosis, right? Terry and I have had this conversation about one of our coaches and mentors in the person who taught us, how some of the words could be negative, or, if you put the wrong word into a sentence, then it gives a bad feeling or a bad vibe for the rest of hypnosis. I listen to it. I always do this before I allow a hypnosis to go through. I listen to it first, and man, every single word, every single sentence was empowering. So, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass.
I appreciate it. I have a face for hypnosis, apparently, so it works out good.
Well, the background's working too.
Right? Yeah. Well, it's all, everything that we're doing, and Terry can attest, and all this is that our purpose is to break the trance.
Yeah.
And that's really what that is. And it's just redirecting our mind. It's all NLP, it's all coaching, it's all really the science of how our brain works and accessing it and using it for good rather than evil.
Exactly. And it's funny, you mentioned NLP, but and for everybody who's on the line, I know that you guys, if you have to get off, that's okay. This will be recorded. But I want to have this conversation, 5 more minutes. But neuro-linguistic programming. There's 3 master NLP practitioners in here, and one of them actually studied under Tony Robbins, and that's Doug. And every single one of us has this skill to move people, right? But you almost never hear us talk about it. But I think it's one of the biggest tools these coaches can deliver to you is how to utilize NLP in your business, in your marketing, in your conversations. And Doug and Terry are both equipped with NLP, right? I use it every single day in everything that I do. In the books that I write, the reason, whoever's read the book knows the book flowed, made you feel good in the end. It's because I made sure that the book was loaded with neuro-linguistic programming to keep your attention going, to make sure you would take this information and do something with it. These trainings, you stay for 2 hours on a Saturday morning when it's gorgeous outside because you're taking in information easily. Have you ever sat in a session that was 15 minutes and you thought, shoot me? Or a 30-minute session, you're like, oh my God, this speaker sucks. PowerPoint, like, This is NLP. This is a skill that, because we have all been through some point in our lives. I know the coaches, to be a coach, you've been through something. You've been through something so dramatic that you said, I've got to get into a way to solve people's problems and make sure that they never experience this, or we can pull them out fast enough so that they can move forward and keep going. And I appreciate you guys and what you've done, but you've got to start letting people know about NLP and the program you're using. And then hypnosis is not something to be afraid of. I've been hypnotized hundreds of times, hundreds upon hundreds of times to get my mind right. I create my own hypnosis for myself because I understand it. I've utilized Terry's, I've utilized Mark Music's, I've utilized Marshall Silver's, Paul Fink, I've utilized Doug McGurk's. I've utilized so many different hypnotist products, been hypnotized live, been hypnotized in person one-on-ones, and utilize that to improve my life. And so when I pull up a book, pull up a quote, retain everything that I learned, It's because that's just how my mind works now, because that was the programming I chose to have implanted. Does that make sense? So Doug, thank you. Thank you for doing what you do, man. And thank you for being bold enough to say you do hypnosis, because I know you do a whole lot more than that. But knowing that hypnosis is a good marketing tool and being open and willing to say, you know what, put yourself in that box, in this coaching box, kudos. Great job. Thank you.
One other thing, if we can.
Yep.
Everybody who has this idea of losing control in hypnosis, you got to realize that the people who have the most control get hypnotized the best, because what it really is keying in on focusing on what you want. And so a lot of people say, oh man, I'm afraid I'm going to lose control. I don't want to give my control up. But you're not going to lose control. You're not going to become a zombie. You're not going to blank out. When we use hypnosis, it's really helping you to focus on what you want to focus on and the direction you want to go. So when we're doing hypnosis, when Doug's doing hypnosis, or I'm doing hypnosis, or Walter is, we're actually helping you to relax that part of your brain that is limiting, and we help you to open up and focus and drive that other side of your brain to where you want to go. And so we're helping you put in the map coordinates to hit your goals all the time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if you're interested in testing out some hypnosis that I've recorded, oh, actually, Doug, you have hypnosis that you've recorded, right?
GuidedHypnotic.com.
Go to guidedhypnotic.com and listen to Doug's hypnosis tracks. And if you want a miserable experience when you talk about quality, go to walteramarello.com/university and look for my guided meditation class under, it's under Alchemist Mindset. Go to Alchemist Mindset tab. All the mentorship members have this. Go to Alchemist Mindset tab and go to guided meditation. I think it's probably one of my shortest trainings in the Alchemist Mindset area. So Ryan McDermott, I know you're going to be on this one. It's a short one. So go to it and listen to it, and it's helpful, right? It gets you what you want in life. But man, Doug's quality is so much better. I unashamedly, I want your product on my website. In fact, let's get a conversation.
In fairness, my previous career in the music industry gives me a little bit of an edge in creating the product, because I have a studio. I'm able to utilize some of the other technology. So that doesn't make it any better or worse, just different.
When I heard his, I almost stopped doing hypnosis tape. I was like, fuck. And after that, I called Doug and I was like, dude, that is awesome. We got to do something together. And so Doug and I were actually talking about a couple weeks back doing something together, and we haven't moved forward with it yet. But I think this is really a reason to, because
dude, we obviously we got Squirrel.
What?
All you need to do is we need to just each do our thing and send me the track, and then I can just create it.
Dude, I was thinking, Terry, as you're saying this to Doug, I was thinking about flying down to Miami and doing this with you, Doug. But now that I know I can just record the track and send it to you.
Well, it's more fun if you come down, though.
That's what I'm thinking. Get to meet your wife, your daughter, go hang out on the beach. Probably still going to do that.
Next door to you, so we got to get those people in next door out.
Yeah, I'll move in. I'll plan on being there from November 1st to March 1st, then I'll come back. What's nice is with Zoom, we've shifted everything so that we can run all of our courses digitally. And so as I travel and enjoy my life, I can still deliver this message, which was really important to me. And so Doug, Terry, Mitch, Michael, Ron Bowling, thank you to the coaches, people who are delivering the message with us. I appreciate each and every one of my millionaires who are delivering more millionaires. To the future coaches, to the Ryans of the world, we appreciate you guys, what you're doing. Anthony Walker, Chris Hayward, Saeed, David Cordero, Elizabeth, Olivia, Marcia, Glenn, Alan, Kerry, Kim, Roger. It's great having each and every one of you on these calls every single week. Thank you so much for your support and for your belief in yourself and what you're doing. Next week, sneak peek. Number 19 is be a world-class expert in your business. We're moving towards high-end income. This one will teach you how to differentiate yourself in your marketplace the same way I did in my marketplace. If you haven't heard my slogan, it's when you have a choice, always work with the best. Every single person, right, Dave? Every single person in Fall River fucking knows that slogan. I can meet them for the first time, shake their hand, high five them, take a selfie. When I go to walk away, if I haven't said it, they say, hey, always work with the best. Can't help ourselves. I am a world-class, delivering a world-class service in my industry. Right. There's some things, you got it. There are some things that will create that experience. Whatever it is for you, we'll find it next week. We're going to pull it out so that your business becomes high quality. If you don't have a business yet, you're building one. I promise you. That's what this is all about. So my friends, cheers to your success. I'll see you next week.
Bye, Walter.
Hey, when you have a choice,
Bye,
always
everyone.
work with the best.
Always work with them.
Oh.
That's right.